Outside and through to their third grand final in 4 seasons. Reed swoops on the crown with massive basket.
3. You are kidding me.
And the fire burned brightest. Townsville are WNBL champions for the 4th time.
It all comes down to this. 2 teams fighting for a place in the Cygnett WNBL finals tonight in Bendigo as the Spirit takes on Perth. It's simple for the home team. Win and you're in. For the Lynx, they need a win tonight and hope Townsville beats Sydney tomorrow. Perth reignited its season last week with star Aari McDonald back into the team and guiding them to an important win against the Capitals. Meanwhile, Bendigo have come back from the brink, winning 5 in a row to be on the cusp of their first final series since 2014. Jess Webster with you alongside our resident expert, Mark Alabakov. Mark, what a night we're in for. Welcome to you.
Well, if this was a Friends episode, it would be called The One for All the Marbles. You've got Bendigo, the form team in the competition, 6-2 in the calendar year, with a commitment to playing at tempo. It's paying dividends for them. Kelsey Griffin's playing at an all-time level, Alicia Froling, Ali Wilson. The 3 of those athletes are combining for 40 points for the Spirit. Whereas Perth, they look like a Ferrari that's had its engine put back in it. They're averaging the league high, 84 points per game. Aari McDonald, a big part of that.
A blockbuster awaits us tonight. Let's take a look at the last time these two sides played back in round 12 in Perth. Bendigo got the job done by 21 points, but importantly, there was no Aari McDonald for Perth this day.
They were still finding their way post McDonald's injury and trying to find a point guard balance, but this was the Merrin Crocker game. She hit 8 of 10 3-point shot attempts, and Bendigo as a team, as a result of that, shot 44% from the 3-point line. So came up big on the offensive end when they needed to and got themselves a win away from home.
A huge win it was for Bendigo, and so much for us to look forward to tonight. We're going to take a look at the ladder, and such is the importance of tonight's contest. Every single team that are in finals contention is going to be watching the result of this game. Take us through the ladder, Mark.
Well, the Bendigo Spirit, if they win, you mentioned they're in. They'll finish in 3rd place. If they lose, they're out and they'll finish in 6th. Perth, if they win and Townsville beats Sydney, they'll move into the top 4 in 4th place. But if they win or lose, then they miss out. So even a Perth win and a Sydney win tomorrow would mean that the Lynx, unfortunately, their campaign would have ended.
So huge result already earlier this round as well, with Southside beating Townsville on Wednesday. Melbourne in a point over UC earlier today, and Southside going down as well, potentially putting their minor premiership at risk as well. But just quickly, how fantastic has this final round been? It's just been incredible to watch.
Well, exciting in the sense that, you know, it comes down to these final days within the Cygnett WNBL for us to get a picture of who's actually going to play off in finals against one another. And it's been, gosh, the better part of 15 plus years since we've had such a hotly contested season, just to see who takes part in the post-season affairs.
Let's take a look at the Bendigo starting 5, as we've touched on. 5 in a row to put themselves back into finals contention. What a run it has been. Where has this form come from?
Well, it's come from the commitment to running. You've got Kelsey Griffin, who's a target out on the break and in the half court. Alicia Froling, her running mate. They combined for 28 points between them, and then you've got 7.5 rebounds for Griffin, 6.5 for Froling. Both those two athletes in the top 13 in the competition for both scoring and rebounds. But Alex Wilson has been phenomenal. 12 points per game and 5 assists, so she's 4th in the competition for getting other people involved. She just has a radar for when her teammates get open, and she'll throw you a bullet, you know, right when you need it.
And this is the Perth starting 5, as we've mentioned. McDonald back into the lineup last week. Started on the bench, played 21 minutes, scored 24 points, which is 5 above her average of 19 per game. And she's number 1 in the competition for that. So she was back with a bang last week. She's starting on the bench again tonight.
Yeah, and they've got the 2 highest scorers in the competition between McDonald and Atwell. 19.5 points versus Atwell's 17.5. But when you've got McDonald in the lineup, she's the game manager that they've sorely missed, but she's a force multiplier. With her in the lineup last week, the Lynx had 5 double-digit scorers, and that's the first time in 6 games that they've had more than 3 double-digit scorers in a game.
It's all set up for us tonight. Saturday night hoops from Bendigo. Break it down for us, Mark. Build a case for either side. What do they need to do to get the job done tonight?
Well, I think for the Perth Lynx, as layman as it is, they just need to score. They're the highest scoring team in the competition. If they get an opportunity to run, they've got to try to get out and get shots in transition and play that high-octane style that suits Aerie McDonald and suits the Perth Lynx, and run up a score that hopefully the Bendigo Spirit can't keep up with. For the Spirit, it's more of probably the same recipe. You know, you've got Froling and Griffin who can put the likes of Potter and Maley in a whole lot of trouble, potentially with fatigue and with foul trouble by the floor running that they have.
So here we go, we're underway, a place in the finals on the line. Perth with first possession through Chivatoni. Goes over the top to Potter, keeps it alive, but has turned it over. Now Ali Wilson back down the other end for Bendigo. Sets her feet, pulls the trigger, and what a way to get us underway here.
And that's how they need to play. They need to push the ball anytime there's a change of possession and think key or 3. Can I get the ball into the keyway? If not, I'm looking at a clean 3-point look.
Good child. Passes to Potter, spins around, can't make it count. Couple of chances early for Perth. Wilson cleans things up for Bendigo. Surpassed 1,500 career rebounds last week against Townsville. There's Ali Wilson, Griffin. Sharing it around. Wilson is offline on the 3 attempt. Maley for Perth, up and in.
So you see the benefit of pushing the basketball at tempo for both of these teams, paying dividends early on.
Ali Wilson for the Spirit. It's another big shot. What a way to start this contest tonight. Saturday night hoops, a place in the finals on the line. We've seen some great shots early. Chivatoni for Potter. It's broken up. Great defense from Froling. Gives it off to Griffin. Now shares it with Ali Wilson. Off to Kelly. Swings it around into the corner for Crocker. Looking for Griffin, under pressure, and gets it in.
She's a big game player and just wheels the ball into the hoop.
Maley down the other end for Goodchild. A hot start to the Spirit. We expect high-octane basketball with so much on the line. Bendigo ball.
I spoke about this in the Game of the Week preview on the Basket Case podcast. I predicted that both of these teams being so high-octane and aggressive offensively, one of them is going to get out to a big lead early on. I had a prediction of a 15-2 run for one of these teams that would stabilise as the game went on. So far, it's looking like the Spirit getting out to that early jump.
Froling working on Potter. That's a tough finish under those conditions. Maley pulls up, can't get it to go. Ali Wilson pulls it down. Quick start to the Spirit. They're up by 8 early. Griffin wide open for the 3 and drains it. What a start this is for Bendigo.
And a scary start if you're the Perth Lynx for how locked in you've got Ali Wilson and Kelsey Griffin.
And we're heading to a timeout early here in this first quarter. This timeout is brought to you by Cygnett, Australia's #1 digital accessories brand. Cygnett continues to power the WNBL. Australian owned and designed, Cygnett is available at JB Hi-Fi, Officeworks and other leading retailers. Visit cygnett.com. Mark Alabakov with you in commentary tonight as we might take this chance to have a look at some of the finalists for the Batkovich medal. Of course, the Cygnett WNBL Awards is tomorrow night. Some pretty handy players on that list.
Absolutely, and you can make a case that all 5 of them have had fantastic individual seasons. You know, Isabel Borlay's a young up-and-coming star. Jordan Canada has had a phenomenal year for the Melbourne Boomers and a big reason why they've had such a successful year. Jade Melbourne has been phenomenal for the Caps and been a shining light for their season. Lauren Nicholson has been the most consistent athlete for the Flames across the course of their season and why they're in the picture for finals. And Sammy Whitcomb, anytime that you're a high volume ball handler for a team that's top of the ladder, I think that holds some weight.
So an 11-point lead to the Spirit early. They have absolutely shot out of the blocks, and Perth have pulled the trigger, bringing Ari McDonald onto the floor. She misses her first shot. Ali Wilson has already drained a couple of three-pointers. Sharing it with Kelly Wilson. Feeds Froling, gets the foul call.
Now, anytime you're defending Kelly Wilson or one of those point guards that is pass first and it has incredible court vision and gets other people involved, you never want to overhelp from anybody else off the ball. You want to force that pass first player to have to finish and essentially try to play through plan B for what their preference would be. So Potter just lending a bit of a hand, helps momentarily off Froling. And then that opened up the avenue for Kelly Wilson to find Froling at the hoop.
A couple of misses from Froling. Let off for Perth. Atwell on the 3 attempt is offline. Down the other end for Crocker. To Froling. Foul call.
And this is why it's so important to play at tempo if you're the Bendigo Spirits. The way that the Perth Lynx like to attack in offense, it's very three-point heavy. So anytime there's a missed shot, it generally finishes with a long rebound that gives you a kickstart if you can attack it and run through the basketball, gives you a head start in pushing the ball down the floor. And there's not many better rim runners in the competition than Alicia Froling right now.
He's had over 140 free throw attempts this season. Going at 60%.
Now, these two teams both shoot the highest amount of free throw attempts in the competition, with the Lynx shooting significantly better as a percentage. So if you're the Spirit, you want to keep getting these opportunities, but shoot at a percentage where you can capitalize on the chances that you're earning and not have it be to your undoing. But there's the 15-2 start that I predicted.
Bendigo on fire early. Ali Wilson looking to add to the tally. Another foul.
So if you're the Spirit and you're Ali Wilson, you want to continue to be aggressive and continue to attack. Their ability to get points in the paint opens up time and space for their three-point shooters. And that balance of those two things can help run up a scoreboard. If you're the Lynx, you can't panic. I mean, no one's ever won a basketball game in the first quarter alone, but certainly you can put yourself on the back foot. You want to try to orchestrate an offense here that is something that's been your bread and butter throughout the course of the season. Let everybody play comfortably, touch the basketball, see it go through the hoop, and you'll find the Lynx settle in.
And they get the rebound. 2 Wilsons combine. Abby Werung checking into the game. Making it count. 16 points is Bendigo's lead in 5 minutes of basketball as McDonald makes a move.
And that's what she brings to the table. It's that scoring and that dribble penetration, because the impact now is going to become if she starts to get her feet into the key at will and start to find the airspace to get her shot off, it's going to bait a second defender to come and try to blow up that layup attempt, and then she'll get the ball onto other people on the perimeter.
Wilson for Bendigo off to Werung. Now Froling. Working her way inside on Clinch Hoycard. Gets the rebound. Off to Annalie Maley. McDonald sets the feet. Can't get it to go. Bendigo ball.
Bit of emotion in this one early. We've got a rebounding contest with Maley and with Samuels. Looks like Maley unlucky not to get that whistle in her favour, but Samuels had a bit to say to her about it.
So no need to tell you what's on the line tonight. Bendigo win, they're in. Perth need to win and hope Townsville beat Sydney tomorrow if they want to play in the finals. Wilson over to Wilson, and now Froling Great finish under pressure.
Tough finish over the top of the outstretched hand of Clinch Hoykard. Probably lucky not to be called for a travelling violation on that particular play.
Atwell for McDonald. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. McDonald pulls the trigger, and that's exactly what the Lynx need.
Big shot, but they didn't leave her a whole lot of space, the Lynx.
Froling was found.
So I've talked about the impact of playing at tempo, even off made baskets, to get the ball in quickly and push it ahead. There's no better than Kelly Wilson as a set of hands to get other people involved. And Alicia Froling does a tremendous job of running the floor as a rim runner and being a target up ahead. And the impact of that is if you get the ball to her, it's in layup type territory or it's 2 feet from the hoop, and she's a very fallible player. She's a long athlete who finds your body, finds contact to leverage that contact and separate to get her shot away. It's got the Lynx in the bonus for the next 5 minutes.
Look like it's off the hand of Annalie Maley. No, it's not. Last touch Bendigo, so it'll be a Perth ball. As the Spirit make a few changes. The hot start has been Ali Wilson, 7 points, Froling 6. McDonald 6 for Perth. Here she is, ball in hand off to Maley. Goes for the 3 attempt, comes up short. Crocker with the rebound, off to Samuels. Goes herself in the end. Can't get the finish, but Griffin with the rebound keeps it alive for the Spirit.
That's why she's so valuable.
Goes again, puts the shot up. Misses another attempt, gets it back, a third time lucky for Griffin.
So competes for possession, but she too is a very fallible player because of her effort.
McDonald out to clinch Hoykard. Can't get it to go, but Maley with the important rebound to McDonald. Driving, pulls up. Lovely finish. Back to 12. Kelsey Griffin comes up short. McDonald with the rebound. Can't find the finish on the 3 attempt. Ali Wilson brings it in. This is back and forth, up one end, up the other.
And it's looking like fatigue's playing a part for the Perth Lynx. The likes of Clinch Hoykard and Annalie Maley looking laboured, getting up and down the floor the past 2 trips.
3.5 to play, opening term.
Even more reason why, if you're the Spirit, you want to keep this tempo.
Harry McDonald lost it, but it's come off Bendigo, so it'll remain with Perth.
Now, Perth challenged 7 minutes into the quarter alone. They've only got the 2 scorers so far, being McDonald and then 2 points to Maley so far. To the contrary, the Spirit have 4 individual scorers.
McDonald to inbound to Atwell for 2.
And that helps, you know, get her rhythm, let her see the ball go in the hoop. And if you're Coach Ryan Petrick, you're knowing that you don't need to make up this margin in the next 3 minutes, but you just need to stay within touch distance.
We're come unstuck. Atwell for the Lynx. They go inside to Potter. Wobbles out. Griffin with the rebound. Off to Kelly Wilson.
So in these types of games, inevitably the sting goes out of the game somewhere between around this point in time and the second quarter. It will turn into a little bit more of a half-court battle.
Crocker for Froling, adds 2 more. Arie McDonald already up to 8 points. Potter's infringed.
I like seeing her go to the offensive glass. So both her and Annalie Maley are in, I believe it's the top 10 or top 8 even within the competition for offensive rebounds. And they've had to do that, just effort-based reaction time types of plays in the absence of Arie McDonald before she returned, just to get themselves some high percentage looks just from some extra possessions.
Potter at the line. And the margin is back to 10. Spirit still with a handy lead.
Now it looks like a 1-3-1 zone by the Perth Lynx. So using a defensive changer, trying to mess with the rhythm and blow up some dribble penetration lanes for the Spirit.
Shot clock ticking down. Kelly Wilson's offline.
Now, the reason that's an effective defense is it funnels the ball handler who's wanting to dribble penetrate into 3 sets of hands. So we'll see if it pays off for Perth.
McDonald driving. Bendigo come up with it. Final 90 seconds of this high-octane opening quarter. What a start this has been to Bendigo. Griffin kicks it out for Werrung. Open for the three, drains it!
She's shooting at an exceptional level from the three-point line, Abby Werrung, but I keep steering back to the value of Kelsey Griffin as a clutch player and reader of the ball game. Notice that Amy Atwell was helping, found the wide-open Werrung.
Atwell gets in on the action. Griffin for Werrung. Off to Wilson. Into the final minute of this opening quarter. Shot clock again ticking down as Froling puts it up. Can't find the bottom of the net.
And she's being aggressive on the offensive end, going straight at Potter, who has shown at different times this season that she can incur a heap of fouls in a short amount of time.
And there is a foul off the ball. Going against Potter, who's not happy.
That'll be her second. So you'll probably see Coach Ryan Petrick take her out of the ball game for the rest of this quarter.
Here's the replay.
Often a rule of thumb in coaching is if an important player to your lineup has more fouls than the quarter that you're in, you get them out and rest them.
So Potter heads to the bench. Spirit with possession. Ali Wilson has Gorman for company. Steps back for three. Can't get it to go. Perth reel it in. Through Chippertoni off to Maley. Clinch Hoycard. And now Gorman goes for it. Can't get it to go. Froling brings it down. Ali Wilson. And that marks the end of a stunning first quarter here at Red Energy Arena. At quarter time, it is Bendigo 27, leading Perth 16. We're going to take a short break and be back with the second quarter next.
I shoot like a girl.
Late shot on the buzzer is good. Sammy Whitcomb.
I block like a girl.
And the block came from George. Sharp over the top with a denial.
I rebound like a girl.
Hewman again on the O glass.
Rattles out.
There's Maley the two. Average 20 points a game.
I move like a girl.
Kayla George fires back.
And that's what makes us great.
Use that momentum and power you've created to explode out on your first dribble. Okay, we've got two more. One.
Sometimes as women, we look for perfection as opposed to execution.
The work ethic is important when the players are 40 years younger than you.
Cheers.
Quarter time at Red Energy Arena, and what a start it has been to this game. Two teams fighting for a place in the finals, and it was the home side, the Bendigo Spirit, who shot out of the blocks and set the tone early. They lead the Lynx 27-16 at quarter time. It's simple for Bendigo: win and you're in, and Perth need to win and hope a result goes their way tomorrow if they want to play at finals. A great end to the Cygnett WNBL regular season it has been this weekend. Jess Webster and Mark Alabakov with you in commentary. Mark, how do you sum up that first quarter?
Well, the Bendigo Spirit came out and punched the Lynx in the face, figuratively. The aggression that they played with, they had 8 points combined off points off turnovers and fast breaks. So they're playing at tempo, they're getting themselves high percentage looks quickly. Then you've got, I mentioned that Griffin, Froling, Wilson combine as an average for 40 points. They've got 22 points between them in quarter one alone.
It's run away in the second quarter. Griffin. And it's out off the hand of Clinch Hoycards. That'll remain with Bendigo.
I thought they did a pretty good job defensively there. Annalie Maley didn't leave her feet against Kelsey Griffin. So Kelsey was using her pivot to try to create an advantage. You just want to see Clinch Hoycard grab the ball with two hands.
They've turned it over as Goodchild goes down the other end and gets the end one.
It's the start that they would have wanted. Pushing the ball quickly in transition, accelerating ahead, and then being able to play through the contact and get the finish.
84% free throw shooter this season. Mila Goodchild can't complete the play. Another rebound to Kelsey Griffin. Here's Kelly Wilson working on Goodchild. Now to Crocker. Trying to find her way through, gives it off to Froling, who's been great so far. Can't find the finish on that occasion, but Griffin can.
That's the trouble when you switch pick and rolls. You end up with Mila Goodchild, the smaller guard type, guarding Kelsey Griffin, and it's not the shot that's taken. Goodchild hits a big three. It's not the shot that's taken that hurts you. It's the rebounding contest with one of the best offensive rebounders, arguably in the history of the Cygnett WNBL, in Kelsey Griffin. You're going to back her more times than not, especially in a mismatch scenario on the glass against anybody, let alone Mila Goodchild for as good a player as she is.
Able triple from Goodchild. Brings him back to within 8. And here's another opportunity as the ball goes out of play.
So back in that 1-3-1 zone, the Perth Lynx just stifled and threw a bit of confusion out there for the Spirit. Uncharacteristic turnover by them.
Goodchild goes for it again. Wobbles out. Griffin cleans it up. Off to Wilson. Back to Griffin, and now Ali Wilson to Froling. Oh, wonderful pass. And Griffin gets the job done.
And there's the big three for the Spirit, all touching the ball and connecting in that particular play.
Goodchild. It's come unstuck for Perth. Wilson to Crocker, working on Chibitoni. Swinging it out to Ali Wilson, wide open in the corner. Can't get it to go.
This is where you've got to run. You've got to keep width. If you're Chibitoni, you've got to go right to the corner, like you see Gorman in the corner on the far side of the floor.
The child goes herself. Can't find the finish. 10 points the way of the Spirit. Won their last 5 in a row to put themselves in finals contention. Perth come up with it as it comes unstuck for the Spirit. Chibitoni, can she make him pay down the other end? Yes, she can.
If the Lynx are going to get back into this game in this quarter and get themselves within touch distance by halftime, it's going to be plays like that. Keep trying to will the ball into high percentage looks in the painted area, knowing that that's going to eventually force the Spirit's hands to commit another defender. Now you've got more time and space to shoot the three.
Miss another 3 attempt. Ali Wilson for Froling. Good defense from the Lynx. Need a few more stops. Here's Chibitoni. Gets the 2. Good little run here from the Lynx.
Outstanding run, pushing the basketball, and then the patience and poise from Chibitoni not to draw any contact on Kelly Wilson, who's waiting to take the charge. She's got the poise and the footwork to find balance, first with a spin and then with a step through on that play.
This time out is brought to you by CTM Sport. CTM Sport is here to transform your team's travel experience. Leave the hassle of off-court arrangements to CTM Sport the experts in sports travel management. Get the winning edge at ctmsport.com.au. This timeout also gives us a chance to have a look at the Coach of the Year contenders in the Cygnett WNBL this season. Chris Lucas, Guy Malloy and Shannon Seebohm. 3 quality coaches, Mark.
Absolutely, and had the privilege of coaching with 2 of them, Chris Lucas and Guy Malloy, and working with Shannon Seebohm a long time ago when he was an athlete at the South Dragons in the NBL. So all 3 very familiar. Chris Lucas, the Melbourne Boomers came out of the blocks like a house on fire at the start of the Cygnett WNBL season, sat in that top 4 for the bulk of the year. Guy Malloy, the slower starters, they got acclimated with new teammates, a new system. They found their feet at the right time of the year, and if they can get over Townsville and get themselves into the playoffs, they'll make a real push. And then Coach Shannon Seebohm, for all the injury troubles that they've had, and even this late season slippage that they've had in recent games, they're still at the top of the table as we speak.
A reminder, the Cygnett WNBL Awards are tomorrow night, so make sure you're following the WNBL socials to learn about all of our winners tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. And back here underway in the second quarter, the Lynx have gotten to within 6 after trailing by 11 at quarter time, but Spirit still in control. Ali Wilson inside for Froling. Quick pass to Samuels. And they get the foul.
A nice cut to the basket. Anytime that you're dealing with zone-type actions, when you get the ball to a post player, so the ball thrown in here to Alicia Froling, if you dive the other player who's playing in a post position, so that was Samuels in the high post area, generally speaking, it's going to either result in an open cut to the basket that you can throw to, or it's going to drag a defender, which then allows Froling to dribble, penetrate, and essentially take on that player in the low part of the zone one-on-one in the vacuum of the cut that Samuels made.
1 from 2, and fight for the rebound. And it is a foul against Froling on this occasion.
So if you're Coach Kennedy Kariyama, you're not too fussed about that, because the possession play and the tenacity of Froling going after this ball, even though she's hooked the arm of Hannon in that particular play, you don't want rather to put a blunt on the aggressiveness that she has for possession play.
Donald for Maley for Goodchild. And can't get it to go, so it'll be a Spirit ball. Wilson for Samuels. Travel.
So this game finding its balance in the second quarter. The Spirit still hold the advantage, but they've been a little out of sync in recent possessions, but the Lynx unable to capitalise with scoring on this end.
Mary McDonald knows how to score. She gives it to Maley, who drains the 3.
And that's better shot selection from Maley. I feel like she was chasing points early on, but if the 3-point shot comes on the back of a post, like a paint touch, it's a dribble penetration from Erin McDonald, you're going to have more time and space to get your rhythm.
All of a sudden, they're back within 4 as Froling extends the lead back out to 6. But Perth really tightening things up in this second quarter.
Well, Froling's going to look at that matchup against Hannon, the much younger and less experienced athlete. And she's going to be licking her lips. She's going to be going at Hannon anytime that there's a one-on-one contest.
So Hannon gives away the foul.
Now, she's had some really good moments, Hannon, for the Perth Lynx, but she's in this game a whole lot earlier than perhaps what's planned, because you've got the foul trouble on Potter.
Here's Samuels for the Spirit. To Crocker, Ali Wilson in the corner, looking inside for Samuels, looking for Froling, but good work from Perth to break it up. Goodchild runs away with it, gives it off to Maley. Goodchild gets it back. Pulls the trigger and knocks it down.
I like Goodchild's mentality. Played through a lot of contacts that could have been whistled as a foul on Samuels, but just continued to play. Didn't worry about waiting for a referee call. You love that in a player. You want to play the basketball game to win, not play for a referee whistle.
Inside the last 5 minutes of the second quarter, Froling again muscling away to the rim and gets the N1.
So that'll be another foul on Hannon. So it's going to force Coach Ryan Petrick's hand to come back in either with Potter, who's got the 2 fouls already, so you can afford to risk putting her back out into the game, or he might throw Mackenzie Clinch-Hoykard back out into the contest as his post player. But Froling doing exactly as I suggested. She's going to see Hannon in a one-on-one matchup against her, and she's going to go straight at her, gets herself on the free throw line for the and one. And if you're her, you should keep the same mentality if you're guarded by Potter. Knowing that Potter's in this foul trouble, is she going to be as aggressive to try to get to spots, to wall up or to contest shots, knowing that if she incurs another foul, that'll be 3 for this first half still.
Back out to a 6-point lead. Potter back out onto the floor, gives it to Atwell, who was fouled.
She'll walk to the free throw line for 3 free throw attempts. But she's worked really hard in the off-season on gathering her feet quickly, getting into that 1-2 step footwork, because that, or the pace of that footwork, is going to be the pace of the release of your shot and being able to get it off in rhythm. And inevitably, because of the gravity of her as a three-point shooter, defenders have to chase with urgency, and then you're putting under the spotlight their ability to control their body to contest a shot and not foul.
2 down, 1 to come.
But Atwell will be very familiar with the baskets here in Bendigo.
Two from 3. Margin is 4. Ali Wilson, lovely move.
And veteran move, right? So split the 2 defenders, saw Potter and had no hesitation to attack the rack, rather, with aggression.
Erin McDonald, 8 points so far for her tonight. Great rebound from Potter and fouled.
So she's gone up a level. I mentioned earlier within quarter 1, her and Maylee and their offensive rebounding proficiency has gone up a level in the absence of Erin McDonald. And if they can carry that mentality with Aries' inclusion back into the lineup, it's not only advantages she can create, but it's extra possessions like this that are going to be really helpful for the Lynx.
Great crowd in the house tonight at Red Energy Arena watching. A pretty fantastic contest as Potter makes it 2 from 2.
It's back into that 1-3-1 zone for the Lynx. And they're morphing into a 2-3 zone shape. You can
Crocker.
See 2 defenders at the top and 3 along the baseline.
Bang. Just like that, Samuels drains it from the corner. Maylee down the other end. He's off the mark.
It will be costly shot selection from Annalee Maylee as the ball's coming out at tempo now, so you've got a 1-second advantage here for the Spirit.
Griffin on Potter, into the corner for Abby Werong. Can't get it to go. Griffin again, fantastic hustle and gets the foul call.
And Potter knows she's straight off to the bench. That'll be her 3rd foul.
Causing all kinds of headaches.
And with Kelsey Griffin, and to a lesser extent your Alicia Frolings, it's often not the first shot that beats you. It's their feet landing, them going again, rebounding the basketball, and then they're so crafty with trying to leverage body contact or jumping into you as they're able to finish with their offhand. And they get not only the foul call, but come up with a shot attempt at the same time.
So last touch Bendigo, it'll be a Perth ball. Mary McDonald looking a little ginger.
So the Spirit having a real opportunity here to push their lead out to double digits heading into half-time. For the Lynx, capitalising on some of these half-court possessions becomes really important, but you've got to up your defensive pressure at the same time.
Need something special from McDonald. Missed a couple of opportunities this quarter.
And no one rebounding the ball for the Lynx. So they get 1 shot, 1 and done, which is exactly what the Bendigo Spirit want.
Well, McDonald's gone down. She's grimacing a little at the moment. We hope all is okay.
just catching her breath. But to speak further to that last possession, so defensively, when you play against teams, there's often a mantra that coaches use, and it's often coach speak, that we want to keep teams to one and done. And that means we want to keep one shot attempt for the opponent, highly contested, and then we come up with the basketball because we're diligent with boxing out. What you don't want to do if you're the offensive team, so the Lynx in this instance, is impose that upon yourself, shooting the basketball highly contested with no rebounding coverage.
Offensive foul against the Lynx. So after Perth got within 3 this quarter, another momentum shift. Spirit looking to capitalise.
That'll be the second foul on Clinch Hoykard. So all 3 of the bigs for the Lynx have at least 2 fouls incurred so far.
Samuels wide open for the 3. It'll remain with Perth. Oh, with Bendigo, rather.
So it looked like there was contact on Chibatoni as she went to close out the ball, just collected the body, I believe, of Crocker. And both teams in the bonus, so any foul incurred for the next 2.5 minutes will go straight to the free throw line.
Her first point for the evening, Crocker.
There's value in both of these teams trying to be aggressive on the offensive end, and you're going to incur the most fouls when you play at tempo because you've got the defense moving and having to chase you.
2.5 to play in the second quarter. Donald with ball in hand. Off to Clinch Hoykard. Now to Atwell. Pressure coming from Ali Wilson. Now Kelsey Griffin. Atwell finding her way through. Another chance gone begging for Perth as Wilson down the other end, feeds Samuels and gets the job done.
It's a beautiful pass by Ali Wilson. She's got the 5 assists per game as her average, just so dynamic with her court vision and getting other people involved.
Heading to a timeout, and this timeout is brought to you by Ford Aussie Hoops, the perfect introduction to the world of basketball for kids aged 5 to 10 years. Visit aussiehoops.basketball to register. And again, it gives us a chance to take a look at the fan MVP contenders for tomorrow night. Now, Mark, you are obviously on the selection panel. This award, though, you don't have a say in, so you can potentially give us a tip.
A tip? Well, look, I think it'd be hard to go past Jade Melbourne. There's obviously a whole lot of social media following. People love watching her play. They love not only the dynamic nature of the way she's able to create off the dribble, finish through sets of hands in acrobatic ways, but they love the demeanor, the smile that she has on her face. We love seeing people perform at their best and look like they enjoy what they're doing. So she would be my tip for the fan MVP.
I'm looking forward to see the outcome of this one because the fans do love their WNBL. So can't wait to see who they will crown as their fan MVP tomorrow night. Make sure you stay tuned to the WNBL socials to find out all of the winners. 2 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock in the second quarter here after the Lynx got within 3 points. It's now swung back the way of the Spirit. They're out to 11-point margin, which was the difference at quarter time.
Well, Perth was winning the quarter quite comfortably, but then the Spirit have made this late charge. It's now 19 apiece for quarter 2. It's a big 2 minutes coming up.
Just haven't quite clicked at their offensive end at the moment, the Lynx, but that will help as Atwell knocks down a 3.
The Spirit in a zone defense themselves, trying to break the rhythm of whatever Coach Ryan Petrick drew up in that last time out.
Crocker on the baseline has coughed it up. Chance for Perth. Erin McDonald, what can she come up with? Kicks it out for Chibatoni. He's offline. Rebound from Ali Wilson.
Now, you had Maley go to the glass early. You had Chibatoni as well. You want, if you're the Perth Lynx, somebody to be cutting through that keyway when a second defender commits to trying to blow up the dribble penetration from Erin McDonald.
Free is offline from Crocker. Off to Atwell. Gives it to Clinch Hoykard in the corner. Couple of threes for the Lynx, and we're heading to another timeout as the margin's all of a sudden brought back to 5.
And we love this from both of the teams, both trying to play to their identity, both scoring in flurries. This game has such a potential classic type of feel about it, with the pace at which both teams play and how quickly they can score in bunches.
This time out is brought to you by the WNBL. If you haven't downloaded the official WNBL app, make sure you do so, because finals are coming up next week and you don't want to miss a single minute of the action. Don't forget, the app is free and you can download it from the App Store. So as we head to another timeout, let's check back in with our awards contenders. This time the Breakout Player Award. What a season it has been for some of our young talent in particular, our breakout talent as well. What do you like amongst this list?
Well, Amy Atwell has stood tall for the whole season, especially in the absence of Aari McDonald. She's been able to up her aggressiveness on the offensive end. She's second in the competition for scoring. Izzy Bourne has had a hell of a year, much like last year, being a primary scoring option in the absence of Steph Talbot for the Lightning. Monique Conti got better every single game, and she's such a fan favourite. She's playing at an all-time level within her minutes in the Cygnett WNBL. Alex Sharp, what a revelation she's been. Double-digit points, double-digit rebounds since leaving Perth. Just a heck of a season by her. And then Courtney Woods being the fifth player in that equation, jumping into the starting lineup for the Fire and doing exceptionally well with it as another playmaker and scorer.
Certainly a tough award to find a winner out of that. Great quality players. We're back underway. Less than a minute to go in the second quarter. Griffin rolls out, but she gets the O board.
Now, I used the phrase before, it's not the first shot that beats you. So this alley-oop finish, that's not the shot that was painful. It was the offensive rebound that inevitably you've got to rotate to if you're Amy Atwell. And she's so fallible, Kelsey Griffin, because of the way that she leverages body contact.
It completes the three-point play. How valuable was that coming out of the timeout?
Incredibly for the Spirit. So ball's back in the Lynx's court. They need a score on this possession to stay within touch.
And McDonald steps up to the plate and does just that. Incredible.
Now, you want to be in no hurry if you're the Bendigo Spirit. A pretty good set of hands to have the basketball in. Look for her to try and find Griffin.
Goes to Ali Wilson. Now they go to Griffin. Rolls out again. Kelly Wilson fighting for that rebound. Big jump ball.
.6 left on the clock. There's still enough for a catch and heave. So if you're the Lynx, you never want to feel like this possession doesn't matter. And if you're the Spirit, you want to defend diligently, but my goodness, please do not foul. You want to stay clean and not foul anybody that's likely to shoot from range. You don't want to send the Lynx to the free throw line for 3 attempts.
Now see the clock out. It's halftime at Red Energy Arena. We have a ball game. The Spirit 49 leading the Lynx 44. Bendigo got out to an 11-point lead at quarter time, and that was a quarter full of momentum swings. And we are back to within 5 points at halftime. Here are some of the highlights from what has been a really entertaining game of basketball. No surprises given what's on the line tonight. If Bendigo win, they're in. Perth also need to win and hope that results go their way tomorrow if they want to play finals. Mark, talk us through the first half.
Well, I mean, it was Bendigo coming out, and I used the phrase earlier that they punched the Lynx in the face. They had some physicality. They're competing for possession. They're up to 8 offensive rebounds, 9 points off second chance points, and that essentially three-headed monster figuratively on the offensive end of Griffin, Froling and Ali Wilson combined for 36 points. Now, I mentioned earlier, they average 40 for a whole game between the trio, which is exceptional. They got 36 already in this ball game, but then in quarter 2, the Perth Lynx started to hit their three-point shot. So they're up to 41%. They've hit 7 three-point shots out of the 17 so far. They shoot the three-point shot, both the Spirit and the Lynx, the two highest teams in terms of attempts, but the Spirit shoot at a higher percentage. So far, that's the opposite direction, but then these two teams both shoot the free throw at the highest two teams for the competition, but the Spirit shoot less as a percentage than the Lynx. So far, you want to, if you're the Lynx, keep shooting the three at a higher clip, hopefully at a higher percentage. If you're the Spirit, you keep getting on the line, but you don't want your percentage to be to your undoing.
Intriguing contest so far in the first half. These are some of your top scorers. Griffin has just been outstanding with 14, Froling with 13. And for the Lynx, early they only had two individual scorers, I think, to quarter time, but have really found some other contributors, particularly in that second quarter. McDonald starting to get going, 11 points, but you still feel like she's got a lot more to give. And Atwell and Goodchild getting in on the action as well.
Yeah, you're right. And they're up to 7 individual scorers. McDonald, like you mentioned, the 11 points, but she's got the 3 assists. So getting other people involved becomes really, really important for the Lynx. If they can keep that spread of scoring, that favours them. 5 points is an easy margin to be able to make up if you're the Lynx with the way that they can shoot the basketball. But for the Bendigo Spirit, I mean, the way that Froling and Griffin are rebounding the basketball and scoring the basketball, it's a headache for Perth to deal with, and it's put their bigs, all 3 of them, in foul trouble.
So the little stars of the future out there at the moment, enjoying the atmosphere. It is finals-like atmosphere at Red Energy Arena at the moment. The margin is 5 points the way of the Spirit at halftime. Do not go anywhere. We have a massive second half coming up after this.
Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketball Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved and together we can create a future where every girl's hoop dreams are within reach.
Ford dealers have backed sport in communities for nearly 100 years. And now, from the Boomers and Opals to Aussie Hoops, your local Ford dealer is proud to support basketball. Because all dreams start somewhere.
Oh, this is goosebump stuff. Like lightning. Champagne Rugby League. Doesn't he love it? No! It's a footy fan's dream. This is special.
Last season was simply the best.
It is hard to sum up what we have seen. Wow!
In 2024, we're turning it up.
He's the fastest man on the planet.
This is where legends
Courageous
bring you the best games every round. We're ready to get stuck in.
Bang! What a tackle!
And turn it up.
The entertainers are back.
Live and free on 9 and 9 now.
I heard something last night. I was disgusted by it.
He said,
This is the night.
he's showing his attitude toward women.
Justice
It's not going to happen on our watch. Frankly, I'd prefer you to leave.
and retribution.
You're joking.
Fight back. The most emotion
You're
charged
giggling like a little girl.
Sunday night.
She's everything that I've wanted in a partner.
You just can't
I feel like I'm losing my voice.
miss.
You're trying to control the narrative.
Sunday at 7 on 9 and 9 now.
For a large portion of my career, basketballs felt like about 5% of my job and what I get to do on a team. I'm realizing
Hi, I'm Sammy Whitcomb, and this is Harper.
And I'm Steph Reed, and this is Frankie.
And we're here with Ford Aussie Hoops, and we're gonna go have some fun. It's her head.
Wow. Is that
Already not proportionate.
And
so
round.
sorry. Oh, I'd give you an extra finger. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, thanks.
Look, I've set the bar low. Don't even stress. Middle part, she's nailed it.
She's killing.
You coming in with the old eye color?
You're doing good.
Yeah, it's all right. Big, pretty blue eyes. It's going through the legs.
She knows me.
I signature it up right next to me because we're the ones who did that.
I really like my hair, Sammy. The little love part. There we go.
There it is.
Yep.
Boom.
That's me.
I shoot like a girl.
Jane Melbourne. Late shot on the buzzer is good. Sammy Whitcomb.
I block like a girl.
And the block came from George. Sharp over the top with a denial.
I rebound like a girl.
Hewlin again on the O glass.
Rattles out.
There's Maley to 2. Average 20 points a game.
I move like a girl.
Kayla George fires back.
And that's what makes us great.
Grab your glitter.
It's Mardi Gras.
And get ready to get down.
What percent of the 100 have woken up after a party not knowing where they are? We're so different. Sophie's lying to herself at 4%.
The 100 has never been this outrageous.
On the dance floor, 26% of Australians have done what?
Tuesday after Married on 9 and 9 now. The world's greatest chef is back down under. Gordon Ramsay
Welcome to Food Stars Australia.
is searching for Australia's next
It's a hangover relief beverage. We make a sauce called the bed.
Say that again.
big food idea.
Go Team Janine, come on.
A new nationwide blockbuster.
Come together as a team.
Yes.
Please.
Gordon Ramsay's Food Stars. Soon on 9 and 9 now.
Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketbol Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved and together we can create a future where every girl's hoop dreams are within reach.
Welcome back to Red Energy Arena. Two teams fighting for a place in the WNBL finals, and we are evenly poised at halftime. The Bendigo Spirit currently on a 5-game winning streak. They're leading the Perth Lynx 49 44 at halftime. Jess Webster and Mark Alavakov with you in commentary tonight. Great game of basketball so far, Mark. And we want to focus on Kelsey Griffin in the first half, who was really strong for the Spirit. 14 points, 10 rebounds already.
Well, you can count on a hand how many players in the competition have a refuse to lose mode that they can click into, and she's one of them. She can single-handedly drag the Bendigo Spirit to a win in any given ball game, and she always presents that threat. So she's averaging the 15.5 points, 7.5 rebounds. She's at 14 and 10 already for half a game of basketball, but it's the 5 offensive rebounds that are most important, and 2 of those she's been fouled on an and 1 opportunity.
Just in incredible form as she always is. Top 10 in the competition for average points and average rebounds per game, and last week became the 24th player in history to surpass 3,500 career points. So here we go, underway in the second half. Spirit up by 5. Ali Wilson, here she is. Kelsey Griffin, instrumental in that first half of the Spirit. Can't find the finish on this occasion. Great hustle from Clinch Hoycard for Perth. Gives it off to Aerie McDonald. 11 points for her in the opening half. Bit of a fumble. She gets it back. Need a big half from her if Perth had to get the job done tonight. Shot clock ticking down. Gives it off to Atwell. Needs to put a shot up and does. Bobbles out. Ali Wilson with the rebound off to Kelly Wilson. An early chance gone begging for the Lynx. Ali Wilson looking for Kelsey Griffin on Clinch Hoycard. Off the mark. Atwell cleans it up for Perth. We go again. Up against Griffin and gets the call. And 1 off to the line.
It's a tough finish there from Atwell, being able to accelerate when she saw that advantage and then wear the contact from Griffin. So had a shoulder in the armpit of Griffin and didn't deviate, didn't have that force her to be pushed from the sideline. Took Griffin on and got the finish through contact.
Shooting 87% from the line and makes that count as well. 2 points of difference. Great start to Perth in the second half. Bendigo have led the entire match so far. This is the closest Perth have been really since the opening 10 seconds. Kelly Wilson misses the 3 attempt, follows up, gives it to Ali. Out to Griffin, back to Ali Wilson. Shot clock down to 4, needs to do something, Ali, and gets the foul call.
Crafty with her body, so used what's called a hostage dribble, coming over the top of that screen and just waiting to make a secondary contact there with Mila Goodchild. Then leveraging that contact, because Mila didn't have her balance, was able to lean in and then separate and shoot the ball and draw the foul. It's a tough, heady, experienced athlete move. But because she can do so much damage in a quarter, Ali Wilson, there's a heightened urgency from Goodchild to try to fight over that screen with her.
Amy Atwell goes for 3, hits the rim. Number 1 in the competition for average 3 points made, Amy Atwell. Averages just under 3 a game. It's Kelly Wilson to Griffin. Can't get it to go.
There's been some good results if you're the Perth Lynx when you're guarding the dangerous offensive player that Griffin is. You want to force her to shoot over you, because anything going to the basket, she's foulable and she's in a rebounding contest offensively as well.
Oh, great hustle from Goodchild to win the rebound. Keeping it alive to Maylee McDonald. She goes for it and nails it!
Here come the Lynx.
Back to within 1. Froling goes herself. But Perth win the rebound. McDonald, you sense she's lifting. Can she make it 2 from 2 in a row?
She is cold-blooded.
They've hit the front for the the first time tonight. Thanks to back-to-back triples from none other than Aari McDonald.
Smart timeout by Coach Kennedy Kerryama to stall the action, try to kill this run before it gets out of hand.
This timeout is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, proudly supporting community basketball in Australia. Let's check back in with our WNBL awards, this time focusing, Mark, on our 6th Woman of the Year contenders.
Well, you've got some great candidates there. Emma Clark has had a career year in Flames colours. She's been fantastic as a three-point shooter, 3-and-D player for the Flames. Alicia Froling, we talked about how important she's been to the resurgence in the back end of the season for the Spirit with her rebounding and floor running. Leilani Mitchell coming in off the bench, game manager, three-point shooter. Tara Reid, three-point shooter who's been able to open up her game and get to the basket and play through contact for the Melbourne Boomers. And Abby Werung just shooting the three-point shot at an exceptional clip, but often gets defensive jobs against elite perimeter players in the competition and has been serviceably versatile on that side of the floor for many years.
So at halftime, Bendigo led by 5, and Perth have come out and scored 9 points to 2 to start this third quarter. They're in front for the first time tonight after Bendigo put in quite an impressive opening quarter. Here's Ali Wilson to respond at the other end. It's off the rim, Maley with the rebound for Perth.
Now Bendigo going away from their post focus or getting feet in the key.
Donald pulls the trigger again, but not this time. She's now up to 17 points. Aari McDonald.
I like this lineup here for the Spirit. You've got capable three-point shooters and your 2 best rebounders on the floor.
Amy Atwell. Driving towards the rim.
Tough finish. Probably lucky for Alicia Froling not to be whistled for a foul call on that play. But this is what you need for whichever one of these teams is going to emerge victorious. It's going to be the team that continues to compete and tries to win the basketball game and doesn't worry about referee whistles.
Ali Wilson, no good. Spirit ball.
As we look at Atwell here, that catch a metre above quarter court, the assistant for the Spirit shouted out, "Shooter, shooter," because she's got that three-point range. And then as soon as you close her out to try and take that away, she's getting to the rim now.
Wilson. Directing traffic. Goes herself, working on Chippertoni. Can't find the finish. Clinch Loikard for the Lynx. Now they take it down the floor. Annalie Maley for Atwell. Loves it from this spot, and that's why.
Doesn't need much time and space to get it off. And I like that shot selection for the Lynx that Annalie Maley drove into that 2-point range where she missed a couple early on with no rebounding help, used her dribble penetration to get Atwell open.
Perth have lifted in this third quarter. Now lead by 8. Atwell goes for it again. Oh my goodness! Outstanding stuff. McDonald and Atwell combining for some big triples in this third quarter.
It's a great pass to Kelsey Griffin going to the rim. So smart from the veteran Griffin just to hang around the basket. Anytime that a defender's not looking, you're available. But my goodness, Amy Atwell, she's going to need to dunk her shooting hand in a bucket of ice after this one if she keeps shooting at this level. You get it? She's on fire.
Yeah, I got it. I love that in the Friends reference, I think.
There you go. CEO of dad jokes. That's
What a game of basketball this has been. We knew they were going to throw everything out at these two teams.
But they can both score in bunches too. So like the Lynx have got their backs up and they're ready to go. And you know, there's an energy resurgence, but you don't count out the Spirit.
10 points the way of the Lynx. Ali Wilson gets a valuable bucket. for the home side into the final 4.5 minutes of the third. Potter back into the action for Perth.
Mismatch in the post here.
They've turned it over.
And that's an example of what I was talking about before. You've got to continue to compete. I would love to see one hard dribble, turn your shoulders to face a hoop from Potter and try to go up strong. You never want to try to rely on the referee to make you a call that bails you out of a scenario. You know, both of these teams have been baited into doing that at different times in this third quarter.
Griffin comes up short. Gorman for the Lynx, off to clinch Hoykard from the corner.
Bang.
Is in. They've come alive, the Lynx. They found their range in this third quarter. And this timeout is brought to you by the WNBL. Of course, the Cygnett WNBL Night of Nights is being held tomorrow night at the Ridges, Melbourne. Make sure you're following all the WNBL socials to find out all of our winners. So we're going to take a look at our Defensive Player of the Year finalists. The season it has been for the likes of Jordan Canada, and of course Steph Reid. I mean, one of the last 12 months it's been for her. Brianna Turner, we just called her earlier tonight. Another great performance for Adelaide. And you had Lauren Nicholson and Mercedes Russell. Hard to find a winner out of all of that.
It is, and they're all exceptional in their own right. So Jordan Canada is a legitimate thief, especially off the ball. She does a great job of reading the play and just pinches the ball and takes it down the other end. Nicholson always gets the best perimeter player of every opponent and locks them down. Steph Reid habitually does an exceptional job defensively against all the other Opals caliber guards in the competition. Mercedes Russell is the defensive anchor for the Southside Flyers. And then Brianna Turner, I mean, heck, shot blocking, steals. She does it all on the defensive end for the Lightning.
Inside the last 4 minutes of the third quarter, Samuels for the Spirit. Adds two.
Probably lucky not to get called for a push-off foul there, Samuels. So great to leverage the contact and just keep playing, which is what I'd love both of these teams to keep doing. You want the toughest, best basketball team to get the W.
9 points the way of Perth. They swing it around. Shot comes from Clinch Hoykard in the corner. No good. Ali Wilson swings it across to Kelly Wilson. Travel against Samuels.
Now, we love to see everybody being a threat on the floor for both of these teams, but knowing where your bread is buttered becomes just as important. For the Spirit, who've had to weather a Lynx storm, would have loved to have seen Samuels in that occasion just touch past the ball inside to Kelsey Griffin, because she's a finisher and also a catalyst for other things. She draws a second defender, and then that gives you a numbers advantage that some coaches call that dominoes. The dominoes start to fall, and then you keep moving the basketball via the dribble or the pass till you get an open look.
Foul's going against Kelly Wilson. Off the ball, it looks like. Going to inbound for Perth. To McDonald, 17 points. Atwell's on 20 points. Here she is, ball in hand. Can't find another three, but Gorman can find two.
And you love that from Steph Gorman. Coming in off the bench, you can make an impact with effort-based plays, especially for possession like that.
Werung sets her feet, comes up short. Potter with the rebound. To Aerie McDonald. 11 points the way of the Lynx. Fantastic third quarter from them. McDonald can't find the finish. Wilson for three, knocks it down.
And she's big time for them. Gets a big bucket that gets the Spirit within 8.
McDonald, Potter, Atwell. Can she respond with a three of her own? Not this time.
Critical moment for both of these teams. You just feel the ledger start to tilt in the advantage Spirit type of favour.
Ali Wilson, Samuels wide open. Can't get it to go. 90 seconds left in this third quarter. Atwell to Potter.
If you're the Lynx, you want to get something in the paint here.
And it's come off the hand of Ali Wilson. She was pleading for it to be Bendigo ball, but it's going to remain with Perth. Let's get another look.
What you don't want to do if you're Perth is be too perimeter-centric. So the three-point shot has paid some dividends, but it's high risk, high reward, and anything that misses, that ends in a long rebound, plays into the favour of the Spirit. And you know, the type of start that they had was on the back of perimeter shots that missed in that first quarter. So you've got to still have a balance, get the ball in the paint like that.
Donald for two. Takes a tally to 19. Down the other end, Froling responds.
Smart from Froling, a beautiful transition play. It's called a clap back. Anytime that you get scored on, if you get a quick inbound, you don't need to put 2 feet outside the boundary line to throw the ball in. Just one, lift the other leg, throw it in, throw it ahead. You can be on the tip of the rim within 4 seconds.
Maley to McDonald. On the wing from Gorman, can't get it to go. Potter is also offline. Final minute here of the third quarter. Lynx up by 8. Froling cuts it to 6.
It's a great pass by Ali Wilson.
Final 30 seconds. Mary McDonald, ball in hand.
Now look at all the Spirit defenders. Everyone's around the key because of the threat of the drive that Erin McDonald provides.
To put up the 3, they win it back. Good child!
Not good shot selection because you give the ball back to the Spirit here.
It goes out of play.
A rushed shot selection from Mila Goodchild. Now, every edge, every possession matters in this ball game because it's for all the marbles. I would have loved to have seen Goodchild hold the ball, make sure that the possession stays at Perth's end, and they finish with the last shot of the quarter. So they lucked out in that overthrown basketball, and the ball here with Airy is a dangerous proposition for Bendigo.
She goes for it from downtown, comes up short, and that'll be the end of the third quarter here at Red Energy Arena. And what a quarter it has been. This game has come alive. It was Bendigo by 5 points at halftime, and the Lynx rather have come out and really set the challenge. They lead by 6 at 3-quarter time. Mark Alabakov, if you take a look at some of the highlights, this was fun to watch.
Absolutely, a big quarter if you're a Perth Lynx fan, and it sets us up for an outstanding finish to this one, whoever is able to get the chocolates at the end of it. Both teams score in a hurry, and both teams can shoot the 3 at a high clip. So even though it's a 6-point ball game, it's not out of reach for the Spirit, and it's not out of reach for the Lynx to be able to have an insurmountable lead. Both teams need to keep pushing, and the transition play for both of them have paid dividends. So you've got the Lynx, who've got 19 combined points of points off turnovers and fast breaks. They've been able to get their running game going where the Spirit have been baited into perimeter shooting in that quarter. But then, the Spirit were able to gain such a big start at the beginning of the game themselves with 21 points off the combined points off turnovers and fast break points.
Really relatively even on the stat sheet. Of course, the field goals both at 41%. The 3-pointers, the Lynx really finding their range in that third quarter. And as we take a look at some of the individual stats, scorers to this point for Bendigo, Froling up to 17, Ali Wilson on 16, Griffin as well shipping in with 14 and 12 rebounds. She's been fantastic. And for Perth, we know they're high scoring. Atwell up to 20, McDonald 19 are the top scorers for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And that trio for the Spirit up to 47 combined points exceeds their 40-point average between them, but all of them wonderful scorers in their own way. So Froling early in the possession, also Wilson early in the possession, but she can be a creator both early and then within the half court. But then you've got Griffin, who does a tremendous job of being a scorer within the half court and keeps the basketball alive on the offensive glass. So you've got three people there who've got the capacity to put points on the board. But then, as we mentioned from the outset, for the Perth Lynx, McDonald and Atwell are the two highest scorers in the competition, and they always pose a threat.
So here we go, final quarter underway. A place in the finals up for grabs for Bendigo. If they win, they're in. Perth, if they win, they need Townsville to beat Sydney tomorrow. Clinch Hoycard is off the rim. Atwell gets it back. Gives it to McDonald. Finds Clinch Hoycard in the paint, but is denied. And it will remain a Lynx ball.
But you like that from the Lynx. They're going perimeter, drawing all of the interest out there, and then throwing the ball inside to Clinch Hoycard. The legendary coach Lindsay Gaze uses the phrasing, or says the phrase rather, always look back inside for one more pass, because there's always profit to get a high percentage look.
Good child for two.
I love her mentality. She's going to be critical here. If the Lynx are going to get a win, her job in keeping the basketball alive on the offensive glass and being a threat is going to be vitally important.
Froling working hard, but he's turned it over. Great defense. Clinch Hoycard and Maley combining. Takes it down the floor. Clinch Hoycard and now McDonald. Trying to find her way through. Just can't find the finish.
But see, it's Goodchild in there trying to keep it alive.
Samuels. Werung. Now to Ali Wilson. Gives it to Werung. Sets the feet. Can't get it to go. And scrap for it on the floor. Maley against Samuels. And Samuels has won the day.
That's a great contest. You've got two players prepared to put their body on the line to go and hustle for that ball. I mean, this is playoff type atmosphere. It's the Spirit, the beneficiary of that particular call. But you love the endeavour from both Maley and Samuels in trying to get after it.
Wilson to Froling, to Ali Wilson. Back to Froling. Shares it with Griffin. Great team play.
So sneaky. She just moves her body ahead of her defender so she's in vision and the ball can see her. Beautiful scoop pass from Froling.
Perth under pressure. McDonald. Looking for Clinch Hoycard. Has Froling defending her. Kelly Wilson comes down with it. Clinch Hoycard breaks it up.
Big play there from Clinch Hoycard to deflect the ball away. But if you're Coach Ryan Petrick, you've had a couple of possessions out of all of the offensive weapons that you have on the floor. So I alluded to this if you were the Spirit earlier, to try and get it into Griffin. Out of all the weapons that they have, getting the ball inside to Clinch Hoycard is not their best weapon.
Ali Wilson to Froling. 6 points the way the Lynx. Werung from long range, it's offline. Maley with the rebound for Perth to McDonald, off to Atwell. For Goodchild, steps around, drains it, great finish.
That's great floor spacing. Anytime you can run ahead of your matchup, the ball can find you. One thing you've got to wonder, how long does Coach Ryan Petrick stay with Emily Potter out of the lineup? She's got the 3 fouls so far. He'll be trying to surf this margin for as long as possible. 6 to 7 minutes will be enough for her to make an impact. But as long as Perth can have the edge, he doesn't need to go to that.
Clinch Hoycard to Goodchild. Finding a way inside, great finish.
I just love that she keeps playing. doesn't fall to the floor and bait the referee into a whistle, just continues to leverage the contact, tries to be a winner.
Extended the lead to 10 points. The Lynx, Griffin to respond, can't do so, but great rebound from Kelly Wilson.
Now, normally that's the other way around, right? It's normally Kelly shooting and KG cleaning it up, but you know, such is the championship winning experience of those two athletes.
McDonald. Foul is called. So Bailey gets to her feet. Foul going against Kelly Wilson. Love the outfit on this assistant floor wiper.
And the fella
Fantastic stuff.
Does a tremendous job. Also is a floor wiper for us with the Bendigo Braves in the NBL 1 season. So very giving of his time for the basketball scene in Bendigo, the young lad.
Outstanding, that's great stuff. Perth ball, 6.5 minutes to play. Amy Atwell. Clinch Hoycard in the corner for McDonald, who stands in, delivers.
Beautiful ball movement from the Lynx.
$11 points, their advantage. Bendigo led by 11 at quarter time. Griffin up and in.
So you see Maylee giving her some space because Griffin likes to leverage contact that helps her get her balance. She does a great job of drawing contact on finishes as well. So Maylee gives her a gap. It's almost disconcerting for KG to have that much time and space.
And Choikard has to give it to Goodchild. Good defense from Kelly Wilson. Now she's under all sorts of pressure. Jump ball.
Wasn't that great defense from Kelly Wilson? So the smart thing here, she didn't run at the basketball. She runs right at the body of Goodchild, and that was what disrupted that handoff. 5.5 minutes to play here. Big possession coming up, momentum-wise for the Spirit. Coach Ryan Petrick still without Potter in the lineup.
Big bucket from Griffin. Back to 7. Lynx in control. For the moment, as McDonald finds a way through. She is outstanding.
She is so shifty.
Ali Wilson off the rim. McDonald cleans it up. 5 minutes to go. Final quarter. A spot in the finals on the line. Maylee can't find a finish.
But strange finish. She should have just used the backboard, make the most out of that 2-point shot.
Kelly Wilson, wide open for 3. Can't get it to go. Whistle on play. And fouls against Clinch Hoycard going the way of Frolling.
Chibatoni in the lineup. They're going to give Erin McDonald one last stint, but this is a big roll of the dice if you're Coach Ryan Petrick to give her one last rest. What you want to avoid is a scenario where Spirit go on a run.
It's Griffin finds her way through. And they're slowly eating into this deficit. We saw the kind of run they got on in that first quarter. It was scintillating stuff. Perth have done well to get the match back on their terms, and we're in for a grandstand finish with 4.5 to play in the last. Another personal foul against Kelly Wilson. It's her 4th.
You can make a case for both of these teams why it would be fantastic for them to make that top 4. You know, for the start that the Lynx have had, they fell away with the absence of Erin McDonald, but this so far is a really mature performance by them. And then you've got the Bendigo Spirit, who started slow but has finished the season like a house on fire, arguably the most informed team in the competition, and built to play finals with the veterans that they've got in their lineup. And they're coming home hard.
Chibatoni with an important bucket, just to give them a little extra breathing room. 4 minutes to go.
I'm nervous.
This is what you want. Final round of the Cygnett WNBL. Frolling is offline. These two sides battling for a place in the finals.
Now here's your balance, because Perth plays best, and their best patch has been when they've been high octane in transition. You never want to defend a lead. So you never want to just walk the ball up and milk too much of the clock.
It's Gorman from the corner. Sinks it, but...
Looks like Atwell down.
It's not a good look. She's getting to her feet now. Hopefully she can shake it off.
Yes, indeed. For one of these teams, it's going to be a cruel summer.
To get a look at the three from the corner.
Tougher than a $2 steak, Amy Atwell.
Just coming off her arrest. And to get checked out. Bendigo with possession.
I mean, not a bad scenario when you can throw Erin McDonald back in the lineup.
Absolutely. And they have the advantage at the moment. Griffin is offline. McDonald underneath it. And it'll be a Perth ball. And they're up by 12 points with just over 3 minutes to play in the fourth.
Now, in scenarios like this, where all of the Spirit defenders are back and set, now's a chance for you to start to milk some clock, have long continuity offenses.
They get the rebound, McDonald. 24 points for her tonight. Her second game back from a knee injury. Gives it to Gorman. McDonald gets it back with the shot clock ticking down. Can't get it to drop. Ali Wilson with the rebound. They need to make their move, Bendigo. Who's going to stand up? Here's Samuels to Ali Wilson. Crocker, we know she can be deadly from that range, but not on that occasion. 2.5 to go. Perth in the box seat.
See, this is the difference having Erin McDonald. Push of the ball, explores what's up ahead. If there's nothing, starts to chew away at the clock.
She goes for it, can't get it to go, but Maley with the rebound and the finish.
And that's the value of former MVP Annalie Maley. You can't hold her down and keep her away from possession, but while all of your focus is on trying to blow up this dribble penetration, and look at all of the Spirit singlets in the keyway ready to try to attack Erin McDonald. She shoots over the top of Griffin. They all lose sight of the pursuing Annalie Maley, who goes and cleans it up.
Timeout with 2 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock. The margin is 16 points. So you look at some of the top scorers so far. Griffin, 22 for Bendigo. McDonald, 24 after she scored 24 last week in their win over the Caps. Coming off the bench, she's put in a monster performance tonight, but hasn't been without friends. Atwell with 20 points as well. Goodchild stepping up with 14. Bendigo by 11 at quarter time, by 5 at half time, and Perth have turned things around in the second half. They led by 6 at three-quarter time, and now they are in a commanding position. A reminder, they need to win tonight and hope Townsville beats Sydney tomorrow for them to play finals. And for the Spirit, it's a case of winning you're in, losing you're out.
Well, it's massive for the Spirit. They've got to extend this game by quicker possessions. And I don't know about you, but Kelsey Griffin's got 22 points. She's going to be a target. If Coach Kennedy Kerryama out of that timeout, I'm sure would have diagrammed something to try and get her the ball.
Kelly Wilson, will she look for Griffin? She does, but McDonald gets a hand in there. Samuels gets it back. Needs to finish, can't do so. Maley with the rebound. That was huge defensively from the Lynx.
Well, they've got a high sense of awareness for KG. You've got to get it to her early or late in possessions. Otherwise, you're allowing the Lynx time to be able to anticipate what comes next and blow it up.
McDonald for clinch, Hoykard. There's a foul called before the shot clock.
And that's exactly what you want if you're the Lynx. That's best case scenario. Ball moves around the perimeter. You've got all of the Spirit defenders back in front of you, so you have a continuity offense. You move side to side, start to get them moving, and then late in the clock, attack the basket with endeavour to try and score, but then inevitably, the high level of urgency puts the Spirit in a position to have to come across and potentially foul you.
The crowd trying to get involved here at Red Energy Arena. Time is ticking away from the Spirit as Clinch Hoycard finds herself at the line.
Now, if you're the Spirit, you need to play quickly in transition. So I'm sure Coach Kennedy Kariyama has prepared them for that. They'll have some quick hitting actions to try to dislodge a defender, start the dominoes falling, and then try to get themselves high percentage looks. You've got to get anything that you can, or take rather, anything that you can get quickly. You've got to have something up your sleeve aggressively to try and speed the game up to get the ball back.
Nerves of steel from Clinch Hoycard, 2 from 2. 16 points is their advantage. Samuels, it's got to go in, it doesn't. McDonald. Sashi's been again tonight. 26 points.
Box office basketball.
It's a relatively slow start, 2 for McDonald. So another chance goes begging for Bendigo down the other end. They've won 5 in a row to put themselves in finals contention. It's a stunning run of form. Atwell, can she have the final say? Oh, you bet she can.
Nail in the coffin.
Superb from Amy Atwell. A stunning revival from the Lynx. Down by 11 at quarter time. They didn't drop their heads. They kept grinding away. As we see the replay of this massive shot from Amy Atwell.
But they haven't had this for so long with Aari McDonald out of the lineup, the gravity that she has, the game management to dribble, penetrate, suck all of those defenders in to try and blow up what she's doing, and have the presence of mind to find Atwell on target out on the three-point line with acres of space.
20 seconds to go. Griffin has been so wonderful for her side tonight. She's done everything that she can.
She's been nothing short of a warrior. The way she's continued to compete and the back end of the season that she's had for the Spirit, she's been huge for their resurgence.
Perth stays alive in the race towards the Cygnett WNBL finals. And Bendigo's fairy tale run comes to an end. The Lynx win by 19 points in a wonderful contest at Red Energy Arena.
What a mature performance by them, aided by the return to the lineup of Aari McDonald. I spoke ad nauseum on commentary in Perth games about how the game management and poise in critical moments was so important for them to have her out there, and with her injured, they lost a lot of that. So the Ferrari has the engine back in it, and it...
Well, you can keep talking about her, Mark, because
away.
She is our player of the match. 26 points, 4 assists. She came back from a knee injury last week against the Caps and put in 24 points and 3 assists after starting on the bench and playing 21 minutes of that contest, and she's just come out and she probably hasn't looked 100%, but what an incredible player she is. It's hard to say she hasn't looked 100%, but when she puts up a scoreline like that, but just a phenomenal player and have really guided this team to putting themselves in a position to potentially play finals, and it all rests on tomorrow's game, Townsville against Sydney, and they'll be certainly cheering for the Fire tomorrow.
Absolutely they will. I'm sure they'll all go and buy season tickets to the Townsville Fire to support them. But look, if they've done everything that they needed to put themselves in a position to play in the postseason, should they qualify, they'll be a team that none of these teams in the top 4 will want to play against because of how dangerous they can be. And it's a scary proposition. Like, how do you deal with Aari McDonald and how dangerous she can be as a scorer and a facilitator for other people?
So these are the stats to full time, and what a comeback it was. As we've mentioned, Bendigo, they were stunning in that first quarter. They shot out of the blocks, 11 points they led by at quarter time. And slowly over the next couple of quarters, Perth reeled themselves in and then finished that second half incredibly strongly.
Well, I mean, the game preview that I gave on the Basket Case podcast, this went exactly to script. 15-2 run early, The team that was down got back into it in the second half, hit the front in the third quarter and held it to the finish. And I mentioned that the undoing would be, even though both of these teams are top 2 in free throw shooting, the Spirit's percentages could be to their undoing. They left 10 points on the table, and then for 3-point shooting, I said it could almost be the opposite way because the Spirit shoot a higher percentage from the 3. If they were to shoot better than the Lynx, they would get over the line. And could that 3-point percentage be to the downfall of the Lynx? But it wasn't in this instance.
Obviously, not necessarily the one game that we wanted to give this to you on, but your career has been absolutely historic. And it's not just what you've done, but it's how you've done it. Time and time again, you show up, you work harder than anybody else, you go to work harder than anybody else, and now you go and be a mom and work your absolute bum off. I know you're not one for being singled out, and you hate being the center of attention, but my God, Kelly Wilson, you deserve this. You deserve every moment. You're an absolute superstar, a special human being, and I'm excited for 451.
Wonderful scenes down there. Kelsey Griffin presenting Kelly Wilson with a Guernsey commemorating her 450th game. And I love those words from Kelsey, wanting to see 450 more.
I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone throughout my career, especially the Bendigo crowd supporters, everyone that's been a part of the journey, and I feel very special and lucky because all my favourite people are here tonight. So thank you, Bendigo, thank you, my family and friends, and go home.
Wonderful scenes. Unfortunately, it is season over for Bendigo, but they've had an amazing run, 5 in a row up until this point. And this is just wonderful scenes down there courtside as we take a look, Mark, at the live ladder. And this is how tight it is. 1 game to come tomorrow. Doesn't get much better than this.
My goodness. And as we mentioned earlier, the Perth Lynx will be cheering loud for the Townsville Fire to get over the top of the Sydney Flames. That will put the Lynx into the top 4 on head-to-head. But should Sydney get the result tomorrow, the ladder, I believe, will stay as we see it currently.
So 1 game to come tomorrow. That is Townsville against Sydney. So Southside will be hoping Sydney win because it means they might win the minor premiership. And Perth will be hoping Townsville win so that they play finals. Did I get that right?
It sounds right. There'll be a number of teams with watch parties, I'm sure, tomorrow. Ready to see whether they've made it or not, and then also to be able to get a picture of who these teams are actually going to play against in the first round of the Cygnett WNBL final series.
So these are the details for tomorrow's game. Make sure you tune in via 9 Now and the Cygnett WNBL app. Before I let you go, Mark, how do you see this one playing out, Townsville against Sydney?
Well, I think it's wholly up for grabs. Townsville has to bounce back, so they're going to have the same pressure on them that Southside had when they played against Adelaide earlier today. But the Sydney Flames, if there's a team that's in form or as in form and well coached and well prepared that can knock off a top of the table Fire team, it's them.
So that's all we've got time for tonight. What a battle it was. Perth keeping their finals chances alive. Thank you so much, Mark Alabakov, for your contributions tonight. On behalf of myself, Jess Webster, and our entire production team, hope you enjoyed the coverage, and we look forward to seeing how it plays out tomorrow. Townsville taking on Sydney. Tonight, it was Perth by 19 over Bendigo. Good night.